Yo, what's up, crew? Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Y'all are gonna laugh at me. I literally just filmed this video, but I forgot to actually film my screen, and I just filmed my face cam the whole time. So we're filming this for the second time, round two. Hopefully we get it good. But long story short, wanted to talk about the trade we took today on NQ. To start out the Monday, we made $851 within the two accounts that we traded this morning. Ending the month, it's the last day of the month. We're ending it around $3,900, which is not bad at all, especially for my first month trading multiple funded accounts. Although there were a few trades where I could have made, 2 to 3, 4 grand in just one day trading, right? And there were some mistakes made here and there throughout the month, but overall did pretty well. And obviously green and making some money, just not anywhere near where I wanted to be for this month. Um, but we got a new month. We got April. It's a clean slate. I'm happy for it. I'm ready to go. But let's dive in to the trade we took this morning. Again, I just filmed this video, so we're just gonna run back through it again. Exactly what I did. This trade I took this morning was actually taken in pre-market, so I was all out of this before the open or going right into the open. Overall, market pretty slow today. We are moving in the direction that I thought, but just overall really slow and don't have a whole lot of momentum to the upside. You can see just kind of choppy price action, even though we're moving up. But let's get into TradingView replay, and let's get it going. So, long story short, this trade was taken in pre-market, was not taken during market hours. So, you can see from market hours, we did sweep this low. Going into the open at around, it's 4:15 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. Going into the morning, ES was sweeping this daily low, and NQ hadn't yet, right? So that's part of where my trade did come from. We had that daily SMT, and this is a big daily PD array that we're trading in or about to trade in. So we just run through it. I'll show exactly what I did. We tap in to the PD array. I believe this is when that SMT is made. Maybe we have to drop a little farther. No. So that's when that SMT was made. Perfect. Okay, so this is perfect right here. This is exactly where I tapped in. So what happened? So this daily lows here, of course, we know that the market actually came down, swept liquidity here, and then moved higher. But going into the morning, I didn't know for sure if we needed to take this low, especially because we were putting in an SMT on the daily, right? So we have that SMT. It's on the daily, so I'm not going to draw it, but just imagine there's an SMT line here. Then we have what? Well, on the 1 minute, you can see an inversion of order flow, right? So we have an inverse fair value gap here, and we have a change in the state of delivery here. It's a beautiful setup. When I got to my desk and I was actually looking at the charts, I got to it right around here. So I'm like, dang, I really wish I was able to tap in on the inverse or right at the change in the state. And we're right here. So I was thinking, maybe we can drop to this inverse, right, and get a tap in. Well, we never dropped to that inverse, unfortunately, and gave me an even better entry. I would have been able to risk lows with 18 points, which would have made this a way bigger trade for today. But regardless, I wasn't at my desk yet, right? So we're just watching the market and we see this move through this fair value gap here. So order flow on the 1 minute, trying to change and run through and disrespect bearish order flow and start respecting bullish order flow, right? So we make this inversion, and as soon as we close strong above that, I was thinking, okay, if we don't want to go down here and tap in here, that's fine. I'll tap in on this inversion because I've seen everything I need to see here. I don't need to tap in at this inversion anymore. I can tap in at this one, right? So that's exactly what we did. I took 4 contracts. I just did this in the last video. I'm not going to change it up right now because I'm already on NASDAQ and drawing on it. I accidentally took the replay trade on NASDAQ. So just understand, obviously, I wasn't up this amount of money. I was trading the micros, and I'm technically on the mini chart, so it's going to show a lot more money than I was actually up. But this is essentially the same exact trade that I took. I tapped in right here. It's tapping me in right here because it's the replay system. So we tap in there, long. Our risk was this fair value gap. Now, I usually like to risk lows or highs of wherever I thought liquidity was swept. At the end of the day, I didn't want to do that here because I knew if we were to trade all the way down to this fair value in this inverse, I don't want price to even really go below this at all. I know I'm wrong if that happens, right? So that's why my stop was put right below this fair value gap. So I know, okay, I'm wrong right under this fair value gap, and it makes sense because if we don't hold this, we should go lower, right? So that's where my stop was. And then first trim, is going to be these internal highs. So we have these internal highs 67 points away. That was first trim. Now, going into the morning, if you were to bump it up to a 4-hour chart, there's a big 4-hour I can't even talk. There's a big 4-hour fair value gap that starts right below these equal highs, right? So we have equal highs here from overnight on NQ. I know that's a magnet for the market, so that's second TP, right? 108 points. That's a beautiful take profit. At the end of the day, we can let this trade. We got kind of close to stopping out, had a little bit of drawdown, and ultimately traded in pre-market all the way to... hold on, let me just mark these. And boom, there it was. So right when we hit that high, I had orders resting. We took 95% of the position off, majority of position off, and I was holding one runner with a stop slightly in profit, just like 10 points in profit. Ideally, I definitely should have taken full profit, to be honest. I would have made a little bit more money today, and it would have made sense to, and here's why. Because of the time of day. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning, especially coming into the Monday after having the downside. I expect manipulation to happen this morning to the downside, right? I expect a real manipulation leg to go back into this PDRA, which is exactly what happened, right? So I should have been taking profits, full profit up here, to be honest, and not holding for this high, even though equal highs are a magnet and they did end up getting hit today. Full profit did get hit. It's just a matter of my entry, right? And well, I entered in pre-market, and that's fine, and we got a good trade out of that. At the end of the day, we're not going to go to equal highs, though, without seeing that morning manipulation, right? Which is exactly what we saw this morning. And that's where market drifted down after me taking profit at that level. And this is right about where I stopped out. And that's that. That's the whole position, all out. Now, obviously, if you look at where the market actually traded to, right, what did we do? Well, we swept that low that... Remember how we were doing an SMT here? Watch here. Now that I'm not in replay system, I can show you. So this morning when I was taking that long, we had an SMT from these lows on NQ. NQ hadn't swept these lows, but ES did. So that was the SMT that I was using. But into the open, we went and we swept those lows on ES or on NQ. And that is what we needed to do to actually be able to get to those equal highs, right? It makes total sense. And knowing the time that I took that trade, I should have been all out at that first liquidity high, that internal buy side liquidity high. But obviously still managed risk very well and got a good Monday out of the start of the week. So I'm happy with it. Overall, though, could have done a bit better, and I love that. We're always looking for ways to trade better, manage our winners and our risk a lot better, right? And just see how we can improve always. So, yeah, that's that. That's the trade for the day. We're gonna see what kind of price action we get for the rest of the week. Obviously, we got tariff talk happening on Wednesday, so it might get really volatile, and we have a ton of red folder data coming out. So, it's gonna be a crazy week. Lightly, you can see the price action. It seems like people are just waiting for a lot of what's happening this week, just given how slow this price action is. But at least we got the direction right. We got a nice piece of the pie, and we're going to move on into the new month and for the rest of the week. So appreciate everybody watching. I hope you guys enjoy these breakdown videos of the trades we take. And if you are, make sure you're liking and subscribing. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of the day.